Hi everyone. So this is Karthik. Okay, so we will be starting on how to create the resume, for a testing. So I'm taking as a testing over here. So for testing, how to create a resume uh, for both freshers and experience. Freshers is very easy. Provide the inputs, but most of them are having experience, and the mistakes happens most of them in experience only. Even freshers does the mistakes, but we'll see what are the mistakes. Usually the freshers and the experience both will be doing it. So one of the mistake is, right, not reading the JD properly, right? This is the first mistake most of the people will do it while applying to the resume. Applying to the job. Most of them will submit the resume which is not relevant, right? So that is the major and big thing because of the hunger of the job, right? So that should not be done because it spoils the recruiter time also. See, the recruiter time is very important to you. For you it's one job, correct, but for recruiters there are so many positions, so many things will be falling down, and people will be sending irrelevant resumes and everything. So it is very difficult for the recruiter to screen each and every profile and everything. So you need to apply only for the relevant positions with the relevant JD with the relevant skill set. Otherwise, do not apply to those positions which is mentioned. This is the first thing, right, before we started, right? So when you're preparing any resume, right, you have to use don't use multiple font styles, right? Some people will use heading as a Times New Roman, then Arial, then Calibri, right? So many font styles you people will be using in one resume only. So this is not a good way to prepare your resume, right? And I have seen so many people using a clip arts or emojis in the resume. So this is the resume. I'll tell you what is this resume actually. uh, Resume is a very key point for your career, right? So this is the first impression which you build it, right, to the recruiter or for the HR, right? So do not use the emojis and the clip arts in that, and never put any salary informations there in the resume because you are just submitting the resume, right, for on the basis of the salary skill, on the skills of the technical skills, right? It's not on the salary part. So never use your salary information in the resume. And family information, right? What father is doing, what mother is doing, never put it in the resume. It's an irrelevant. Why? Because you are just going for the job for the technical skills, right? Not for the family background over there. So do not include any family information there. Then most of the resume I've seen, right, they duplicate the sentence, right? How they duplicate means, for example, if I take in one example of software testing skills, right? I'm very good in different types of process like SDLC and SDLC, software development lifecycle and software testing lifecycle. They'll mention it, right? Yeah, they're mentioning very good at process. After some lines, after some bullet points, right? Experience in working on SDLC, they'll mention it, right? So if you see the STLC you have already mentioned in the top, again after some times again you are mentioning as STLC, right? So this need to be avoided over here, right? So more skill set is required means whatever the skill set, you can mention in your resume, but not, you should not duplicate it. And I've seen so many resumes, especially freshers resume, right, where they came from the engineers colleges and everything, right? uh, they prepare the resume in all capital letters. All the things will be in the capital letters. So these are the some things you have to avoid it, okay? When you are preparing the resume, just an overview of some mistakes, but there are so many mistakes. I'll show you what are the mistakes you want to avoid how to build the resume in a proper good shape, and what all the skill set you have to mention it in the resume, right? So how the order should be there in the resumes, right? So how to change, do the changes of the JD based on the JD in the resume. All the things I'll show you in the in this session, right? So let us start with building one of the resume. So most of the time, right, when you build any of the resume, right, you build it in you build it in Word, right? So right, so most of them will go here and type Word. You will get a Word app here and you will open it. This is one way to open the app. Another way is window R. Window R means there is a window key or button. Type WinWord. Okay, means Windows Word. If you enter it, you will get a new document, right? So I'll open the blank document, right? So this is one of the blank document where we can prepare the resume over here, right? So if you see here, by default it is having a Calibri and with a font of 11, right? So right, so in the MS Word document we'll be creating the resume. So let us create a resume for the freshers, right? First we'll create for freshers. Now let's create a new resume with freshers skill set. Now usually what will happen when you're building any of the resume, right? First thing is the name. You will mention it. Yes, name. You require a name, right? You require a name. So no need of mentioning as name. You can just mention directly as, right? Then you require a mobile number. You can mention as contact number, right? One thing most of the people will do is, right, when you're typing any of the contact number, right? When you're typing any of the contact number, when you're typing any of the contact number, right, you will provide only the single contact number, right? So don't do like this. Always provide another number if you are having, right? Always provide another number if you are having, right? So always provide another number. Then comes with your email ID, right? So then comes with email ID. See here, when you're typing any email ID, so .com is there, right? I mentioned the email ID and gmail.com. If you just type a space, this will convert it into hyperlink. As most of the recruiters will be using the Outlook, right? So when they come here, they can just click on your email directly. Their Outlook opens, right? And they can send an email to you, right? So please mention all these things in the header only or in the top of your resume. Never keep somewhere in the middle, somewhere in the bottom and everything, because whose resume okay it is, they should be, the recruiter should be knowing it. So please make sure, that your name, contact number and email IDs are in the top of your resume, right? Top of your resume, right? Later on we can do alignment. I'll show you how to do the alignment as well, where it should come and everything, how it looks and everything. So let us start with the career objective. So most of your career objective, right, most of your career objective starts with looking for a challenging job where I can showcase my skills in the term of your company, in your company. Okay, and so and so will mention, right? So remember, when you're mentioning any of the career objective, right? When you're mentioning any of the career objective, right? Yes, everyone will mention is looking for a challenging job, right? So nobody will give you an easy job, right? It's always be challenging, but when we provide a challenging job, most of them will not do it, right? Right. So when you when you're mentioning about the career objective, you need to mention here the career objective is, right, you are telling to the recruiter on which skill set you are looking for the job. Okay, it's not only for challenging job means it may be any of the job, right? You are not mentioning which job you are applying, right? So always remember the career objective should talk about your the job skill set you're looking for, right? So the same way, right, here also you have to mention what is the job skills you're looking for, right? So when we do it, right, instead of this we can change the sentence, right? Looking for a job in software testing career, software testing, where I can utilize my skills of manual automation, SQL, SQL, and Java for, right? Looking for a job in software testing where I can do my skills of manual automation skill Java somewhere, right? Like this, the objective should be mentioned. So I have created some of the objective, right? Right. So I'll just show you an examples, right? See, as a mobile tester and Q engineer, perform manual testing. See, we are talking about what I have done in the career, right? That is the objective I'm looking for. So to be able to work on prestigious or on Selenium automation. So I'm looking for a job in Selenium automation, right? So where I'm having a skill set of developing and maintaining the test framework as well, right? So I'm looking for a performance testing job. See, this is the career objective. So I'm looking for a lead job, right? I'm looking for a lead job, right? So like this, you can update any of your career objective. Okay, so do not copy and paste it, right? Most of them, what they will do, they will go to Google and go for career objective in resume. See here how the keyword comes, and if you go, you will get lot of objectives like this. See, you will get lot of objective, but always remember, see here, that's why they have mentioned the generic as well as they have mentioned it what for what job you are applying here. For example, if you go for some supply chain, see here, it has been clearly mentioned a dedicated supply engine extensive experience is objective. See here, here also, right, logistic, reputed logistic company, right? So if you go for travels here, it is clearly mentioned on what skill set you are looking for, right? So this is what the career objective should speak about, right? So once after this, right? So now for freshers, as we are doing it, right, uh now most of them will go with the education, right? So academics, right? So what is academics like? So you can go to insert, you can insert a table of 3 out of 4, right, where you can mention Your education, year of pass out, university, college name if required. It means another one. Then the percentage. Right? So let us first start with the higher education. PE, year of pass of 2018. No, okay, anything, right? Universities, VTU, college name is SJBIT, percentage is 72%. Right? So we missed out E in ENC. Right? So then, right? Then 12th, 14, Karnataka State PU Board, Karnataka PU Board, right? Some college name, 69%. Right? SLC board, some, right? Remember here one thing, if you are very good at academics like this, then keep your academics, education, qualifications, and everything in the first page of your resume only. Otherwise, you can bring it down. You can bring it down. Now, let us, right? So I've done the academics. Now, technical skill set, right? Skills, what you know, right? So now you are applying for this particular job, right? So related to that job, right, what are the skills you know, you can update it in the bullet point, right? Always remember, when you go for bullet, use the dotted one, right, or this square one, right? Most of them will use color, each and everything, right? So even arrows is okay, but 1, 2, 3 and 4 are preferably not preferred, not preferred, not preferred, right? And there are so many bullets, right? Right, we'll get it here, you'll get it a lot of bullets and everything. So we don't prefer, right, don't prefer any other thing, right? There are so many bullets, you will get it. If you go to webdinks, right, you will get a lot of bullets and everything, right? So don't mention any other bullets, just keep it calm, right? So keep a simple bullets, right? And always remember, once you select any of the bullet, same bullet should be replicated in every resume. The same bullet should be in all your bullet points wherever it is. So one bullet for this and another bullet for other thing. Don't keep it like that, right? So right now, as you don't have experience, this is a fresher resume, right? So good, good knowledge on CLC and CLC courses, knowledge of black box, gray box, black box, white box, and gray box testing. Good, right? I mean, good knowledge in, or strong knowledge, right? You can use any of the words. Strong knowledge of different types of listings, like um, integration, end-to-end integration, compatibility, talk, exploratory, so etc. Like this, you can mention it. Expertise in programming knowledge, Java, understanding of oops, concepts, strong knowledge of SQL using DL, DML, DL queries, queries, joins, joins, good understanding of automating automation or automating the applications using auto tool. Like this, you can update your all your technical skills. Now, question is right. So, should we go with the same order? No, not needed, right? So always remember when you're putting your technical skills, right? You can divide the things like this, right? You're having manual concept, you're having Java concepts, you're having SQL concepts, you're having Selenium concepts, right? Yeah. So divide it like this. Now, again, from here, divide it into excellent, very good, good, average, right? So in excellent, you can show around 4 points, which you're really excellent on. In very good, you can show around 3 points, which you're really good on. But you are having a good knowledge, but okay, you can do that by using some manageable things on the particular skills. Mention 2 points. You know, but not thoroughly, right? Then you add some 2 points of it. Right? Same way in Java, same way in SQL, same way in Selenium, right? So divide the points like this, right? As I told you, don't for dividing this type of points, right? It's okay the number with whatever I mentioned 4, 3, 2 or 2 points like this. To divide the to make sure the same numbers don't to meet the same numbers, right? So don't do the duplications for it, right? So you know in how to create test cases, right? Good knowledge in creating in designing sorry in designing test cases, good understanding of writing scenarios by looking at or referring to requirement document. So, right. So see here, I'm having 4 points on good and everything up to here, right? Some points which I'm really good at, so I'm mentioning that one, right? Then I'm good at whatever I'm good at. So you can use the similar words, good knowledge or STLC and everything. So see, always remember if you want to change the sentence, what you can do, there's so many websites, right? Which where you can change the sentences like this, right? You can take a help of that one, okay, and you can create it. So you can go to something called as paraphrasing tool, right? You'll get online. See, you can get so many things online. Just go, right? Try sample text is there, right? This I'm pasting it. Good knowledge of STLC and STLC, whatever is there, right? If I do it right, it will change the words, right? See here, good knowledge become good understanding of the STLC and STLC process, right? So it has changed, right? You can copy this sentence, right? And you can change it. See, right? So using this paraphrasing tool, you can change the words and everything, right? There is also so many things, but there's a but like this same website, there are so many websites you can see in Google, right? So you can use this tool, paraphrasing tool only. Here we got proficient knowledge on STLs and procedures, right? So like this you can use the tools with the help of the tools, and you can change your technical skills. Please make sure that the sentence is having meaningful, right? So you can change it according to that one, right? So after all these things, right, as I told you, if you are having a good percentage, let the percentage be in the academics be in the topper. Otherwise you can come make it down into, after technical skills you can put your academics, then, right? So another thing is coming to your academic project. Is it necessary? Think about it. If you have done, it's good. But right now, in this, you can mention if you require. Okay, but I don't suggest it for my students. I don't suggest it to showcase, because the technical skills only will be more where they have done and everything. So please make sure, right? If you want, you can put it. Otherwise, I don't recommend it. Then coming to office, right? So again, here not required. Okay, obvious not required over here. So you can even take out the obvious. Then achievements, right? So I've seen in so many resumes, right? Uh, the achievements, when it comes to achievements, one first prize in running race competition. They will never mention where they have done the running race. This running race, if we ask it where you have done this running race, they will tell second standard. How many were there in the runners? Only 2 members, right? So you won the first prize, right? Good, right? That's the achievement. No. if you are having any national based achievements, right, then only mention it. Otherwise, even achievements is not needed over here. Then coming to personal details, right? Personal details, right? So many people will mention father name, mother name. I'll show an example in the end of this session, right? So you can see that I'll show with the example mother name, address, right? Each and everything you'll mention it, right? Even this also you can remove it. I don't recommend it, but for personal details, if you required a father name, you can keep it. Address, you can keep it. Any passport number, if you require. I don't require the personal details providing in the resume because this resume will be running all over the world in the Naukri, right? So Naukri or Monster, right? So please avoid such things. Okay. Then directly comes to declaration. Then as per the declaration, right? Your sentence actually the above sentence, the above mentioned things are true according to my knowledge. So whatever it is there, then your signature. Again, now, right? So always remember, first prepare your resume, right? And nothing like that. You should create 2 page of resume, 1 page of resume, 3 page of resume, 4 pages of resume, nothing else, right? For a fresher, 1 or 2 is good, right? Based on your technical skills or you are been creating. But for experience, based on the experience, is resume also goes behind 3 pages, 4 pages. It's okay, right? Nothing wrong in that one, right? Now nowadays it has came with so many shortcuts of resume, like in 1 page only you will mention all the things and everything. It's okay, fine. There is no limit or there is no standard that the pages should be this much only in the resume, right? So never fall into those. Okay. So based on your skills, if you know more skill set, you can mention the more skill set only. There is nothing wrong in that one. So always don't depend on how much resume or how much paper it has been went or not. Your skills is required. Your skill sets are important over here, right? See, this is how your resume looks overall. Okay. Now, this is only the points we have updated. Now, let us do one thing, right? Let us modify some points, bold points, right? The mentioning the highlighting the skills and everything in this resume. How to do it? Very simple way. I'll teach you here. Right. So let us on modification of resume. So I have created all my points here. So it's a rough like a blueprint I've created all the concepts and whatever I know. First create it like this, right? Then you can do some modification designing of your resume and everything, right? So designing, as I told you, don't make it the designing, don't make it the designing however you require. There is some standards or to follow this whatever I'm telling you so that your resume looks really beautiful, right? Now fresher resume I'm taking up now, right? I'm having name, contact number and email ID. You can put it into either to right side, not right side, left side or center, right? So now always remember the name should be beautiful, right? The name should be bigger and able to read it. So I am keeping it to 21 or 22. Okay, so let me keep it to 21 or 22. Now contact number, which always remember, if you are reaching this number, you have to be in this primary number only, and another is the alternative number. Suppose if a recruiter cannot reach on this, they can reach on this one. I'm keeping to 14, and email ID I'm keeping to same font of 14, of bolding of email ID. Now if you see, there is huge space here. If you see the shadows, right, there's a huge space. So in the world you will be getting a space remover, right? If you remove the space, or you can change the space, right? So, right, see here how neatly it has become. Now career objective, right? See, career objective, so let me keep it for 13, and this sentence to 12, right? So I'm highlighting the keywords here. Highlighting the keywords now. So what is the career objective? I mentioned it as 13. I'm keeping that as a bold. Now, now if I go to again academics, again I need to change it to 13. Right, I need to make it as bold, right? So instead, I'll teach you another simple way, right? Select this 13 ones here. I'm selecting 13 one, right? You can see there is a paint symbol, format painter. Okay, we call it as a format painter. You will get it here also. If you click one time, you can use this for one time only. Now if you double click on this, see, you can use it for multiple times. Multiple times, right? So you can use the format painter. Now academics and everything, wall and in the center, center, right? Looks good. Now I need to highlight the points over here. What are the points, right? So again, you can use an help of format painter by keeping a bold, right? Just highlighting. So you can highlight like this. clicks. Now, right? So we have highlighted all the things. Now we need to modify few things, right? Now, if I want this Karthik CS, the signature, right, to the right corner, right? Most of the people, what you people will do, you will click on this. Either you will use tap, and you will adjust it, or you use a space and adjust it. Now, what will happen if you do like that? Here, if you do like that, if I press Ctrl A, observe it. Observe it. You can see there's a gap of this much, right? So not use it. Best way is Control R. See here, it will directly came, and you can see its proper shape over here, right? Now, right? So always don't use more space and everything. Suppose if you cannot fill it in one page, right? The technical skills went down and everything, right? Another way is what you people will do is you will go to the next page. You will enter, then you'll go to next page. Again, if you do like this, this is what happens. Again, there is a gap here, right? Instead, if you want to enter something to the next page, right? What you can do, come to the last word, press Control Enter. See now, there is no such space over here. So like that, you can change the way, right? Right? Now, this is how the resume has been built. Now, another way is use when I Control A, right? Control A means if I select all, right, it should show the same font style here. So suppose see here, if I change any font style here to Arial, right? I have changed it to Georgia. Control A. You cannot see the font style name here because there is a different font style here. But here, if it is same font, you can see the same font name. Same font name. Okay. So if you want to change the font style, you can select and change the font style as well, right? See here, Arial, Times New Roman, Tahoma, right? Right? You can use your fonts over here. Century Gothic, Cambria. So like this, you can do the font changes. Now, after creating this font changes, right? Now, style. Now you can see there's lot of issues here. You can see the border spaces and everything, right? For this, there is an option called justify. Click on that. All the sentence will come up to the proper ending here, right? It will come to the proper ending. Again, you can do the realigning of those. Now, if you see same line it has, and you can see skills table here, right? It has came to the same border, right? Now you can change the layout, go to margins, set as narrow. It is having less margins all over it, and you can change. See here, now your resume is ready. Fresher resume is ready, right? So these are the some of the things you can do it when submitting the resumes. Always please mention all the skill set you know, bold all your skill set which you are good at, and if you are, as I told you, if your education marks is good, right, keep it in top. Otherwise bring below technical skills. And if you have done some any projects in your institutes or things, you can after technical skills update your project, then your academics you can update it. Now this is what for the freshers you can prepare the resume. Now we'll concentrate on the experience. Now you are having an same thing, no changes in the designing format. Only the thing is, right, you will get the professional experience here. How many years are having experience? Most of the resume, right, you will mention 5+ years of experience. So 5+ means what? How much? Right? Clearly mention 5 years, 5 months, right, of experience in the field software testing. Okay? Then software testing. Currently at Wipro as QA engineer. Right? L3 Bengaluru. Okay. Work, worked at worked with Infosys from so currently where you're working, where you worked at, that should be mentioned here, right? So from which year also mention it. No need of mentioning the month and everything. If you require, you can mention it from June. That is also okay. From June 2008, sorry, October 2018, November 2020, from January. This is about the professional experience, right? Now, as I told you, I'm taking the format professional experience, right? Now, next is professional synopsis, right? Now, what is this professional skills, right? Professional skills or synopsis, you can use it, or any other word if you're having, you can use it. So what is this actually? See, as a fresher, if you go, you are mentioning about your technical skills here, right? As a fresher, you are mentioning about technical skills. But here, professional skills or professional synopsis is like what you have worked, right? What you have worked means what are the skill set you have worked, right? That should be mentioned over here. So as I told in the fresher session, fresher things, right? So if you are mentioning as manual, right, you are having 5 skill set, very good skill set, excellent skill set, very good, good, and average skill set, like that. Here also divide the things on what you have worked on, right? So remember here the roles and responsibility and professional skills or synopsis will be very different, right? Here you will be mentioning what all the things you have worked on, okay? And if you are good at whatever the good things you are having, technical skills, everything you can mention it over here. And coming to your roles and responsibility, under each and every project, what was your roles and responsibility you will be mentioning. So that is the difference. Most of them, what they will do, what is mentioned in the professional skills, same thing they will copy and do roles and responsibility. That is a bad way of doing it, right? That's a bad way of doing it. So do that one. So please mention each and every skill sets, whatever you know. Now, what is the skill set I'm having? Knowing, experience in working on different process, different experience in working on SDLC and STLC process, experience in writing scenarios, experience in designing and reviewing the test cases, experience in designing and reviewing the test cases, experience in converting the test cases to automation testing, having good experience in automation to examine experience in working on different methods. So worked on a bit keyword frameworks, understanding of exchanging concepts, good skills on programming language Java. So all your professional skills you can mention here like this. Then again, right, format painter, your skills, then your projects you have worked on, right? Project creation. Or a domain name. Platform worked on. Size. Project role. Okay. So so like this, you can update. And always remember the current project which you have worked or working should be in the top of it, right? Then you can go with the second project. And you can go with the second project. Now see, it has came outside. So what you can do is control enter. So it will go to next page, right? Instead of doing entering. So you can go. Now you can see how your resume looks. This is how your resume looks, right? So I have not mentioned all the points. There's a reason behind it is most of them will do a copy paste, right? So I cannot mention all the points over here. So I'm not mentioned it here. So I'm just telling you how you can do the pattern and everything, right? So if you want to design, you can design it. There are so many resumes templates available in the market. You can design the resumes like that, and you can create it. You can create it your resume, right? So if you see sample resumes for testing, see as experience, right? So we'll get right so many resumes over here, right? Right, see, you can create it like this and everything. You can see, you can create it like this, right? You can design it, right? But if you feel that it's about your design of a resume, no, it's about your skill set that matters, not about the UI look and everything. So concentrate on the skill set, what to be mentioned, what not to be mentioned. So some of the example I can show you here, right? So right, so this is about the professional summary. what your work and the project, about the roles and responsibility. So there is a lot of difference from professional summary to roles and responsibility, right? So don't mix up both the things. So you can use it, right? uh, right, see experience in developing library framework, automation lifecycle, XPath expressions, right? Maven configurations, right? So this is about professional summary. When it comes to roles and responsibility, test case test script using TestNG. So how we are provided the support in this project, right? What you did in the project, right? So each and everything, what you did, trained other developers regarding usage of Selenium framework, right? So like this, you can mention your roles and responsibility, or I can tell you the activities which you are been working for that particular project, right? So like this, you can use your resume, prepare your resume. And I suggest one thing is prepare the resume by your own instead of downloading from Google or copying and pasting it, right? See, points can be copied and pasted. I don't suggest it. If you are copying and pasting, use this paraphrasing tool, right? The paraphrasing tool, right? Then you can edit the sentence accordingly. So what will happen, most of them will be having same points and everything. So try to avoid those points, right? Same points and everything, right? Only so in some resumes which I received it, right? Personally, I'll tell you, there is a resume with a male candidate, but the gender they are mentioned in professional personal details, right, as a female only, but he's a male candidate, right? So while copying and pasting this, all the things happen. Instead, create your resume so that you will only understand what points you can bring it up and everything. Now, what to change, how to do a changes based on the JD. See, as you are having a good experience on this skill sets and everything, you are knowing about it, right? Now what you can do is, suppose you are having a JD, right? If I go for any of the JD, new job, if I go, right, software testing job, here you will get into some website. I am just getting inside. So see, here they are mentioning good experience, right? Good experience, good understanding of software development. They have clearly mentioned, right? Let me go to another one. See here, automation test engineer, software testing. If you get inside, see, they have clearly mentioned what they required here, right? They required web API. They required relevant experience in working on e-commerce application. So each and everything they have clearly mentioned it. Here they have clearly mentioned experience in preparing test plan and everything, functional smoke. So they are looking for and purely manual testing with having ISTQB certifications and everything. Now what you can do is you can bring up your manual testing, whatever the skill sets is there, right? That you can bring up in your professional skills. Now, how recruiters will use it? They'll open your Naukri, right? They'll open your Naukri. They'll go Control F. Okay. So whether I'm having SDLC, oh, there are three. Yes, this resume is relevant. So I'm having STLC. Yes, this resume is relevant. So bug tracking or defect tracking, yes, they're having bug life cycle and bug reporting. See here, you can see it is getting highlighted, right? Now test case writing, yes, they are having test case writing as well, right? Test case writing is there. Oh, this resume meets our criteria, so you will get a call, right? This is how your resume will be shortlisted by the recruiters, and they will be sending to their customers or to the technical team of their own company. So always remember, the keywords are very, very important over here, right? If you're not using the keywords, right, you're not using the keywords as I told, right, then it is very difficult for the shortlisting. Most of the people won't get a call because they won't use the keywords. So if you use the keywords properly, right, the shortlisting process will be very, very easy. If you are not using the keywords, then the shortlisting process will not be easy. So always use the keywords and everything. And now you have done one mistake, worked on hybrid data driven everything. You cannot work on all these things, like, right? So based on the experience of your work, okay, you can mention it. Maybe you have worked for small experience, you have not worked on all three different frameworks. So don't mention all the things. Whatever you have worked, you mention it. Otherwise, don't mention it. And don't mention unnecessary points, okay, which is irrelevant in the resume, which you doesn't know, for just for the shortlisting purpose. I have seen a lot of profiles coming, right, when we post the requirements in the LinkedIn or something. What they will do is they'll mention all the skill set, whichever it is in the JD, and they will send the resume. When we call or when we take in any interview, right, when we ask them how much relevant experience you're having, they will tell I'm having only the knowledge, or they're learning things, or they may not be having knowledge. Only for the call purpose, never do this, right? So always remember, if their recruiter is calling, you should be having that skills, right? Otherwise, you're not. Why your resume is not shortlisted? So it's a competitive word, first thing, right? If you're not mentioning relevant skill set based on the JD, right, you will never get a call. So remember, so you are sending lot of reference and everything, still you are not getting a calls, means because of the skill set which you have mentioned in the resume is not proper. So please update your skill set properly, mention each and every details properly, right? And for experience, no need of mentioning so much of uh, in detail of academics. Just you can mention as education qualification or anything like that, right? Education details or academics, anything, right? Education completed, when you have completed the degree and everything, you can mention it. Since some people, they will ask you, some companies, they will ask you all the details, like from when you did 10th, when you did 12th, when you completed the education and everything. If they ask, you can mention it, or else it's left to you. I can tell you the last option. You can mention it like this, and they may ask you now, why there is a break and everything. You should be having a proper statement for that one. See, some people want to take a break after couple of months due to some personal problems, due to some other unavoidable situations. They may have taken the break, or they may have to take right, as the joining date is more, right, they may have relieved early also, right? So this, there are chances like that, right? So the relevant answer should be ready with you, why you are having the particular breaks on this and everything. So this is how you can prepare your resume, okay, in detail. So try it out by yourself by preparing. I suggest not to copy or paste it. Just try it out by yourself. So I'll tell you, you can use this font sizes for your name, right? Name header, you can use 21 as a size. For contact number or email ID, you can use around 16 to 18 size, 16 to 18. And for the main headers, main contents, right? For the main headers in the contents, you can use it as up to 14 or 15, or from 13 to 15 you can use it, right? Subheadings, you can use it from 12 to 14. And for contents, you can use it from 11 to 13. So like this you can use it. So please use it. So this is the main heading, what I'm talking about. So this is the subheadings, what I'm talking about, right? Subheadings I'm talking about. You can mention your in header also. So if you just double click on the top, you'll get an header or a footer, you'll get it, right? Header or footer, you'll get it. You can mention in the top also, that is also okay, but everything in the top doesn't also good look, right? So what you can do is, like this you can mention it. See here, you can see this header and footer. Make use of header and footer nicely so that you can create the resume properly, right? So this is how you can create the resume. So it's very easy when you start doing it. It's not a big task over here. You can use it and you can do it when you start working on it. So prepare your resume only by yourself. Don't copy and paste it.